Yo, what's up? I think we're live.
Awesome.
Give everyone a little bit of time to jump in here. Cool, yeah.
We're here together this week in our New York office.
Sweet. Let me see if there's a clean way for me to see how many people are joined. Yeah, second LendLine. I should probably change the name here. Yeah, second LendLine. I think we can get started here. Few housekeeping things, yes. For one, the points program is coming to an end, so we're working on. Let me screen share. Getting the payouts and everything, the airdrop for the winners done here, but here are the winning wallets. I think it's the top 100 that are all getting a payout immediately, which you can see right here. And then of the people that did not make the top 100, there's still a lottery, which we have run, and we'll be announcing the winners for that as well. And the airdrop will be actually happening into your rebalancer on MetaLend, so you'll be able to see it right there. The majority of the airdrops are happening on Linea. For users that don't have the rebalancer deployed on Linea, it's happening on Base. And then for the users that don't have it on either of them, it is actually just going to be on your wallet in Linea, so it's not going to be in your rebalancers, but that's a very small number of users. I think the majority of users have it enabled on Linea or Base, at least. Probably like 95% of users have it enabled. So yeah, thanks everyone who participated. We did just today, after the competition ended, cross the 1 mil deposit mark, which is awesome and exciting. Big marker. This has only really been live for a little over a month, so off to a hot start, and we're super grateful for it. Sweet.
Congrats to all the winners. I think this is the first season of many. Just on this topic, we have some exciting things coming down the pipe for incentives, specifically for MetaLend users. A lot of the yield opportunities, the earn opportunities that do exist also have, I know, incentives, but we're working on getting incremental incentives specifically for MetaLend users. So that's exciting. Hopefully more to share on that coming soon. Congrats to the winners from this last season. And if there's any feedback, we'd love to hear it. And yeah, 14.5% as of this morning yield, substantial high yields. There's a large Arbitrum DeFi drip campaign that is ongoing that naturally we aggregate. So that's where that 14% is coming from. And they just announced that they're going to be continuing this drip campaign through this next quarter. So again, just to double down on our value proposition, there's no better place to not only get your native yields and your P&L kind of management, your earning management on your deposits, but also best place to find where these programs and incentives are at the moment. One piece of like macro kind of conversation that I wanted to touch on for the community is what we've seen at the lending level last few years was Ethereum mainnet really dominating deposits, right? That's still where majority of the depth is. Of course, APYs are a bit lower there, but there's so much more history there. If you look at Aave, lots and lots of TVL at the Ethereum level. What we're going to be seeing now, and really what we play a significant role in, is the L2 kind of battle, right? Everyone wants these deposits routing through their chains. Hence why now you got the protocol level incentives, you got chain level incentives, and then you got stable coins that want people depositing through their stable coin. We capture kind of all three of those primitives in one place. You shouldn't have to pick which stable coin you want the incentive from, which chain you want the incentive from. They're all blue chips. These are big change, Arbitrum, Optimism, Base, of course. We are one place for you to get exposure to all of those incentives in one spot. So I just wanted to clarify, it's not just native yields, it's programs. We got some really exciting features, which I think, for the users that are on now, we can highlight a little bit, give them a little sneak peek on what we're doing when it comes to rewards claiming and auto compounding. If Sudjeev, you want to talk about that a little bit.
And one quick thing, I see the question on terms of what do you mean by incremental incentives? Basically, incentive right now, everything that MetaLend's doing is helping you find where the incentives plus the native yield is highest. So that means like more for rewards or Avi rewards, etc. What we're saying is that we're also going to be getting MetaLend only rewards soon. So keep an eye out for that. And in terms of the reinvesting, so that's a feature we're really excited about. It will be opt-in based, so it won't be live for everyone. You have to kind of opt into it. But for a lot of users, you get paid some amount of a reward in a token that maybe you don't want to be holding long-term, and you're not sure how to get out of it. You have to kind of remember to claim your rewards in this token that is kind of moving up and down with the market and swap it to a stable coin. And so we're going to be automating that entirely. So automatically claiming rewards for you. And if you choose, swapping it and redepositing it. And that will really allow you to juice your essentially stablecoin rewards. So again, if you're somebody that has US dollars and soon, incrementally more and more different kinds of stablecoins or tokens, and you just want to earn yield on it, sometimes that yield is coming back in a token that is a reward token. We're going to make it very easy and automate that swapping and reinvesting to really boost your stable rewards even more.
Yeah. So super exciting because, as Sudjeev mentioned, a lot of the rewards have potentially speculative tokens that you get. You can eliminate that entirely and really get a true earnings view now through MetaLend. North Star, just to remind everyone for us, is to have an earnings experience that you potentially had your, at the traditional finance level, at the banking level. We're going to get there. It's happening now. We're playing a pivotal role. And then on that topic, some exciting news also on more aggregation that we're doing. We're launching soon another large blue chip protocol integrating with MetaLend. The announcement should be coming within a few days. So again, giving you the community more and more options in a single click to aggregate all of the underlying yield. We're excited about that. With that also comes more stable coins. Everyone knows more stable coins are launching on a week-to-week basis. There should also not be a reason why you have to make a selection or a choice on which stable coin to be routing your money through. We will be handling that. Again, we only focus on blue chip stablecoins, blue chip chains, blue chip protocols. And there's already a ton of fragmentation at that level. So exciting times. Our team's been working hard. We just continue to build. We like to ship every week. We also do get audits every week, almost. If anyone's interested in learning more about that and the reports that we're using, a few auditors, Sherlock being the primary one. We're going to be launching a bounty program that's for the community as well soon through Sherlock. If you haven't heard of Sherlock, they're one of the top, I'd say, 3 auditors in the Web3 space.
Yeah. And aside from that, I mean, markets are obviously doing well. Everyone talks about October. So October has historically been a pretty good month. And when that happens, that's also really good for yields, right? Generally, the yields are coming from a combination of rewards and also people taking loans against their crypto, people not wanting to sell BTC and ETH, and in fact, doubling down, taking loans against their BTC to buy more BTC. And that is what is paying the yields for you all. So anyone that wants to be in stable coins, maximizing their earnings, now's a great time. As the market rips, yields actually tend to go up as well. And yields, as you know, are pretty much guaranteed So with the MetaMask integration as well, everyone has a certain amount of dollars, regardless of how much you want to be allocated into different crypto assets. At the end of the day, for the most part, you have to be paying your bills in US dollars or your native currency for wherever you're located. And so in order to do that, you typically hold, funds in a checkings account, and now you can be earning on that as well. So that's really where we come in, and it's exciting that the market's doing really well and yields are going to keep climbing as long as that's true.
Yeah, I see a question here. How high do you think native yields will go up to? I'm going to break. I know you asked native yields. I'm going to break it down though. On the chain level incentives and yield, I think that's going to be happening for quite some time. In fact, we have some insights, at least for about another year. The chains are really going after grabbing some TVL. So again, exposure to that kind of competition or fragmentation, as you may call it, is best suited to route through MetaLend. On the native yield side, RWAs obviously playing a role, and then collateral assets such as Bitcoin, ETH really climbing. It looks like if you look historically, some native yields on mainnet Ethereum have gone all the way to 6-7% without any incentives. I don't see why they don't get there again during this run. And again, you have more collateral coming on chain, which is just another reason for it to continue to climb. Safe collateral is the most important piece. That's my take. It's hard to predict, but I'd say native yields climbing all the way to 6 to 8%. To clarify, that brings your APYs closer to 13% potentially. I don't think it's necessarily sustainable at that level, but 10% is.
If you think about it, like credit card rates and credit card debt is 20%. So I think that they can climb up as long as they're below credit card debt, right? It can definitely go and stay up. And RWAs, I see this question. It'll be only positive. RWAs coming on chain. Very excited about the increasing velocity of that, because basically it's going to mean if you hold your stocks in E-Trade or Robinhood right now, you pretty much have one option for where you're getting your loans against that, which is it's your brokerage, right? It's whatever tool you're using to hold your stocks. With tokenized stocks, you can take your stocks to Aave, Compound, Morpho, Euler, etc., and take a loan out against it at wherever the rates are the best. And what that means is that yield is going to come on chain for our lenders, our whole user base, for the whole lending community, the whole DeFi community. And so it will mean higher yields, but it will also mean safer yields, because these are very deep assets. They're assets that are as deep as Bitcoin and deeper than Ethereum as well. If you think about Apple stock, Nvidia stock, like those are very exciting things to have your dollars backed by if you're just sitting there earning yield. Versus, sometimes if you look at certain pools or something, you might not want to allocate to a pool because you don't know exactly all the collateral and the depth there, et cetera. Whereas now with RWAs, the quality of collateral is just going to go up even higher, and the demand for borrows is also going to go up even higher.
Yeah, and we spoke a little bit on last week's LendLine episode about insurance, which is still one of the top priorities for us. And we're working on, insurance as a way to make things safer. The second item is, on this point of RWAs becoming collateral, is an opportunity for depositors to diversify, right? Our tech soon will allow that. It's not always for some about maximum. It's balancing that average yield out. And now, imagine a world in which you can select in your configuration, hey, I want all EVM, I want all blue chip chains, I want exposure to all of the yield that is out there. I want all the blue chip stable coins, right? USDT, USDC, we know, our blue chip stable coins. You can swap me on any of that. And then you can select, hey, this is the collateral I want backing my lend, right? I want RWAs, I want maybe just Bitcoin, maybe I want Bitcoin collateralization is really hot right now, right? I mean, if you think about the base announcement that they're in their exchange, not even at the base Coinbase exchange layer, they're offering yield to their users natively, backed by Bitcoin collateral. They don't really show that all the way. They show that at the end of the funnel. Encourage you all to go through that, but they eventually show, hey, this is a Morpho pool Bitcoin collateral. But imagine now where depositors can be like, I want the following collateral types backing my lend. And that's where we also can have a category, and we will have a category where you can diversify your deposits across collateral types. So the fragmentation just continues. I think Robinhood came out this week and just said it, right? Everything will be on chain. And we believe that as well. We believe that for quite some time, and it's happening now where everything will be on chain because we have the regulatory clarity and allowance to do so. And as everything gets on chain, more fragmentation exists, whether it's at the asset level, whether at the chain level, whether it's a stable coin, whether it's collateral. And that's where our UX layer and our aggregation really plays a role. I noticed neobank apps starting to do that as well. Yeah, that's correct. And neobanks are also hot. Thanks for that question. And that's where we're also talking to them about powering those experiences on the earn side for them. We haven't talked much about that. So do you want to tell them about kind of our play on other apps and how they're using us?
Yeah, totally. I mean, the main thing really is what's happening now, because DeFi adoption is really picking up, is I think creating a neobank is becoming almost as easy as creating an e-commerce site has become in the last 10 years, because there's so many good APIs that you can use, and we are one of them, essentially. So if you're starting a neobank from scratch, the infrastructure that makes the most sense is obviously to use stablecoins, either create your own or use an existing one, or an existing set of multiple stablecoins, because that'll allow you to create basically accounts to hold people's money, send money back and forth instantly, and with MetaLend, earn on the stablecoins as well. So there's certain people that we're working with that have their own stablecoin. They have that stablecoin in specific DeFi pools. Will announce the exact partners soon. But for them, they're using our API to basically aggregate all of the stablecoin DeFi that is specific to them and surface it to their users. Again, even at the exchange layer, just at the UX layer, make it super easy for people to earn high yields, 10% on their stablecoin. And then there's other people that don't have a specific stablecoin that they favor, but already have users that have USDC, USDT, etc. We've mentioned MetaMask, obviously, that we're working with them. And so really excited to bring this technology a layer up to where all the consumers are, so that, average people eventually, like our own parents who don't know much about wallets or crypto, etc., can just earn yield on chain without even understanding that it's on chain, right? Without even realizing they're using this thing DeFi that they don't necessarily fully understand, that they're able to access it via consumer apps that they already use, plus MetaLend's API under the hood.
Yeah, so what's exciting is for all of you that already use the MetaLend platform, you're ahead of it, right? You're part of the lotteries, you're part of all the alpha, you're part of the new features, which eventually now other communities want to get access through those applications, whether it's the MetaMask wallet and whatnot. But we'll still definitely have a direct to consumer layer like we do now. And that's still where the net new features will launch first, right? We're doing a bunch of cool things for our direct to consumer user base. Soon, potentially down the line, also a TGE play on that, a token play for our users directly. But it's exciting to see a lot of other, very large players wanting to present this value to their users. And it's just a way to really, fulfill what we want to do, which is bring the masses, right? Bring the masses to DeFi without them even knowing that they're in DeFi. It's stable, it's safe, it's insured, it's optimized, and it's clear to use. So I know we're at 20 minutes. We're going to be fulfilling our promise where we're going to do this every week. Feel free to send us DMs on the MetaLend Twitter account if you want topics covered in the next few weeks. We're happy to take on any Q&A, but we want to use this time to give you a little bit of line of sight to what we're building and how we're thinking about things.